Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Happy Supercharged Manifesting Monday. I know some of you are grabbing your cup of coffee, getting some paper and pen to write. I just want to say while you're doing that, I'm waiting for a few of you to show up and say hi and let me know that you're here. Just want to wish you amazing, wonderful week. I know several of you, especially I have so many friends that live in this town, in this area with me, and it's back to school. So I just want to say happy Monday, happy back to school, sending extra blessings and thoughts for your kids as they go off to start this amazing school year. And those of you that, your kids have started or are starting very soon, the same for all of you. Our children are the future. So good morning, good morning. I see lots of friends. Hi Cindy, hi Faith, hi Alina, hi Deb. Oh, thanks for the hearts, and hi Diane, of course, to you, my amazing BFF. So good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Those of you that are on my mailing list should have gotten an email this morning, and those of you that are just tuning in, we're talking about debt today. And as you know, this is Supercharged Manifesting Monday, which means usually I come on here and rev everyone up for an amazing week, get you all inspired, get you ready to kick ass this week, and tune up your vibration for attracting all the things that you want in your life. And so when you see an email with the word debt, I don't know about you, that word's not a big part of my vocabulary. So it was very difficult for me even to type that, put it in the title for this video. But I realize that this is a big part of what I'm here to do. And for those of you who, this just came across your newsfeed and you're not very familiar with me, my name is Tasha Chen, and I am building an empire for entrepreneurs who are passionate about creating financial freedom. Now, one of the things about that big task is when it comes to manifesting financial freedom, which is the angle that I take, not working hard for it, working and taking action is absolutely a part of how I inspire entrepreneurs to create financial freedom. But really, I take the angle of we have the power to create our desired outcomes. And so I show entrepreneurs how to use their own power to create their desired outcomes. So in that regard, what I do is, or why I want to talk about debt, is that for many entrepreneurs, debt is a part of their financial reality. And not a lot of people in my space that talk about the law of attraction and, manifesting and all that nice, feel good, high vibe energy stuff really want to address this conversation around debt. But my commitment is bigger than that. My commitment goes beyond what it's nice to say, what, energizes you all the time, gets you going. My commitment is to talking about the things that may also be blocking you from creating the results that you want in your life. And the reality is your debt is doing just that. Now, what I want to point out is that debt is not, I'm sorry about that. For some reason, my thing just went off for a little bit. But debt is not a bad four-letter word. And that's really the emphasis of our conversation this morning. When it comes to manifesting financial freedom, I think you would agree that if I'm going to show you how to do that, then I also have a responsibility to show you the things that may be preventing you from manifesting that, right? And you're thinking, yeah, I have so much debt or whatever it is. I really want you to, for a moment, just feel into your body and observe your thoughts and just kind of look at all the emotions, the range of emotions that come up when you hear your debt, right? Does it make you feel good? Do you start thinking about how much you have, how exhausted you are trying to pay it off, that you don't want to take any more on, right? That you really can never achieve financial freedom because you're constantly burdened by this overwhelming debt that you have. So I want you to just, part of this process is you being honest with yourself about how that word or anything related to that word makes you feel. I can tell you in the work that I do with entrepreneurs, this comes up all the time. When we talk about what are your intentions, what are your desired outcome, one of the top 5 is to pay off my debt. And I have to work on helping them to reframe that. And here's why I want to point out this morning why your debt is not the problem. Here's what might be challenging you, because debt is a part of money, right? Debt is money that you owe. So your relationship to your debt and the way you feel about your debt is affecting the flow of money to you, because everything is energy. So you can't separate, oh, I feel bad about debt, but over here I want new money coming in and I'm going to feel great about that. Like, it's all your energy to the same thing, right? It's like with food. You can't feel good about carbs. You can't feel bad about carbs and good about protein, and, have that relationship and it's going to work towards the results that you want. You have to come to peace with whatever it is around food. The same thing with money. You can't have a bad feeling and a heavy weighted, anxiety ridden feeling towards your debt, but over on the other side, you're trying to attract more good flow of money. It doesn't balance out. The polar opposites are too strong, right? Nothing is being achieved because you're being pulled like this over here and pulled like this over here. And this is the direction you want to go to create. So what I want to point out, and I know I've been saying this and alluding to what it is for a while, but I really had to go through explaining a little bit of that to you, is that the debt that you owe is not the problem. The challenge arises around the way you feel about that debt. That's the biggest hurdle, really, to creating and attracting more abundance. And that's the thing that might be affecting the flow of more money into your life. So what I want you to do is give me a like, a love, a something, a smiley face if that resonates and you get that, and just start to see, really start to look at that and ask yourself, yeah, I can totally see that when it comes to the amount of money I owe, I go over here on this side and I feel heavy and weighted towards it, but then I'm constantly trying to create more money, and I realize that my energy for creating is not strong, it's not powerful. Like, I'm not having it happen as quickly as I would like. And I want to share my own story to just illustrate how powerful this realization was. So many of you know that there was a time in my life when I sold a business, and very quickly after that I got divorced, and it was like the trifecta of really heavy life things happening for me, right? I won't go into the whole story right now, but I will say, just think about that for a moment. Like, my business, by my terms, has failed. I no longer have an income. My main source of income, my husband at the time, is now gone. We're divorced. I have 2 kids. I have myself. I got to figure out life and how to create. And the thing that, was the heaviest for me were my fears around money. And a couple months went on and I realized, my God, this fear is just mounting and mounting. And of course, to survive, I had to start using debt, right? And that just created a whole other set of fears for me. And I realized nothing was really happening financially. As much as I believe in abundance, as much as I believe I can create, and manifest my own financial well-being, like, little things were happening, but not big things. And the thing that hit me was when I went to pay my bills. That's when it really was like smack in the face, because I would delay it, I would put it off. I was getting late fees, not because I didn't have the money to pay the bills, but because I just didn't want to pay them, because of the anxiety and stress that would come up for me every time I opened that credit card bill and saw the balance or the amount owed on my house. I'd be like, how in the world? Okay, so I can pay it this month, but what about next month? And all the fears that would come up around my debt. And I realized I was working against myself. I was really working against myself, because that debt was so powerful and looming and constantly there on my mind, that if you believe in a law of attraction, the thing that's attracting more powerfully are my fears, right? That's what was attracting more powerfully, was my fears around this debt. So I see so many of you, and I want to speak to you this morning because I'm really passionate about this. I know so many of you. I know what's in your hearts. I know that you tune in every morning. You follow me. You do our challenges. You play with us. And the reason is you want a life where you feel financially safe, abundant, and free. I know you want that. I know you want that, right? That's the thing that's attracting you here. And I have a big responsibility if I'm going to guide you to get that, to point out the way that your debt and the way you feel about it, the power that you give it, is affecting you achieving that desired outcome. And that's just the truth, right? I want you, from my heart to yours, I just want you to feel and hear that. And the biggest gift that could happen this Monday morning is that this brings to your awareness the power that you have given to your debt, and the way the energy that you bring to it is affecting all the other things that you want financially, right? So of course, you know, I'm very practical. I'm never going to come on here and just hype you up, or, you know, bring something to your awareness without giving you a tool and a way to resolve this for yourself. So what I want to share with you is what I did. I created, and I went and dragged it out. I haven't used this for a while because it really did work. So what I did was I created a folder. You can see it's pretty real. It's got the edges of the paper from my notebook and everything. But you know, so many of you have debt repayment plans, and a lot of you, you know, several people I've known, they're doing Dave Ramsey's course and different other ones like that. And that is great. Anything that you're doing with the energy of reducing your debt, that's amazing. It's not even about what you're doing. It's, again, how you feel about it. Is it burdensome to you? Does it enhance your worry, or is it making you feel like, wow, I'm really moving towards what I want? So I would not call this my credit card folder, my debt repayment plan, none of that. This is called prosperity. This is my prosperity plan. Right? So I want you to think about that when you think about your debt. Reframe it. Instead of, this is debt I have to repay, think of, this is a plan to create prosperity, or this is my plan to create financial freedom. Like, almost, I don't know if you can, I can't say debt and feel good. So I just don't. It's not really a big part of my vocabulary. Like I said, I'm always talking about financial freedom and prosperity and abundance. And so that's the way I relate to it. Like, you know, my credit card bills, my intention is to bring it to zero so I can feel more financially free. Not that I'm trying to pay off my debt, because the word just doesn't make me feel good, right? So before I share a little bit more about what I did, there's something else that's been really on my heart for a few days now. There's some of you that have given your word financially. And you might remember I had Mark Allen on a couple months ago. He's the multi-millionaire that wrote the book, The Greatest Secret of All. And we're getting ready to play again. He's going to be part of our Money Attraction Challenge coming up. By the way, are you registered for that? This one is going to blow the roof off of every other one we've ever done. Mark's come into play. I got May from the Netherlands come into play. I got Leisha come into play. We're doing deep work around money this time. And Mark and I were in a conversation about debt, and he was saying he was looking at his friends and he called them out on promises that they had made financially that they weren't honoring. And he was like, that's why you're not a millionaire. That's why you're not succeeding. And it's not about how much you owe, it's how are you honoring it. So I want to bring to your attention, if you've made a promise to a company, a person, you know, whomever it is financially, you have to stay in integrity with that, because you can't, it's not just, think about it, right and wrong, right? It's not right that you've made a promise to someone financially, or you've engaged in some financial agreement in some way that you're not honoring, but over here you want the universe to honor and bless you financially. It's not going to work, right? That's out of alignment. So we had a client who, we had a program for $1,500 when we first started. And when she started the program, she was in a position to pay whatever our payment plan was. And then her circumstances changed. And she was so committed to doing this that she said, can I pay $50 a month? And I have mad respect for the people who will do that kind of thing, because I know that is what it's all about. It's about your intention to pay off the debt. It is not about the debt itself. It's just about your intention to pay it off. So what I want you to really look at is when you're complaining about money not flowing into your life and into your business, I want you to also look at the financial commitments that you've made and if you're honoring them or not. And I know this is really heavy, probably for a Monday morning, but listen, somebody has to say it, right? And the person to say it is the person that wants financial freedom for you the most. So if that's what I have to do this morning, that's fine. I'm all about it. So the prosperity plan, here's what I did. I didn't have all the financial means necessary to pay off my debt, right? But what I did was I created a plan, and I wrote at the very top of it, and I want you to write this on your regular sheet of paper. I want you to write that this is my intention to bring my bills to zero balance. That's it. Now, this is my intention to pay off my debt. This is my intention to bring my bills to $0. Or that's just an easy one. Here is exactly word for word what I wrote. It is my desire to keep my promise regarding all these financial obligations, and in some cases, I will even do twice as much as is required. I love the feeling of allowing abundance to flow as I see all these turn to zero. How powerful is that? And that was it. That was my plan. I'm just going to allow everything to work in my favor so that these all turn to zero. And I made a list of all the things that I owed. I put in one column the total amount I owed, and I put each, under each one, the minimum amount that was due. And I love seeing that, the smallest denomination that was due. Because if I ever paid $2 more, that was more. And if I could pay double that, that was double that. Well, you can see I didn't get too far because look at that. This is the top, this is the bottom. Because by the time I got here, I had paid off like 3 or 4 of these things. It was just incredible, from not seeing how I could to being in the position to have several of them paid off. So I want to encourage you this morning. Again, I just want to bring to your awareness that debt is not a bad 4-letter word. I have it. I think pretty much we all do. It's all about the energy that you have around your debt. And if today you go out and you just go create your prosperity plan folder, you do, like I said, you just write out that you intend to honor all of these and just watch the magic and the miracle happen as you open up energetically. You take the burden off of you and the weight and the lifting, and you just say, I plan to honor my obligations. That's it. I plan to honor my obligations, and when I can, I'll do so twice as much or $1 extra or whatever it is. But once you have that new energy flowing in regards to your obligations, you open up and you're feeling good about it. That's the most important thing. You're feeling good about it. You open up the door over here for money to flow to you. That's just how it works. You can't be blocking and angry and upset over here and expecting the flow. Like, it's not going to happen. Once you're feeling good over here, it just flows, right? Everything flows. So hashtag today is my prosperity plan, which means when I see that you type that, I know you're going to go some point this week and create your prosperity plan. So hashtag prosperity plan. And I want to say, for those of you that are watching and you watch, Antonio says, I just changed mine to prosperity, my folder to the prosperity plan. Absolutely. And Antonio, you are such a great example of exactly what I'm talking about, right? He's on his way to 5 times his income this year. I know he's already doubled and probably almost tripled just by doing some of the stuff that we talk about. So I want you to imagine 5 whole days of this. 5 whole days of this powerful stuff, the stuff nobody's talking about, the clearing out around the things that might be happening internally that's affecting your money energy, and all of the things that impact the way that money flows to you. That's my commitment to you in the 5-day money attraction challenge. I just want to make sure that you're registered for it so that you can get all of the emails, all of the tips, all of the coaching, all of it. But the only way to get the entire thing is to be registered and be on our email list. Even though we'll do Facebook Live, the heavy content, and by heavy I mean the real deal stuff, is going to be in the emails. So use the link in the video, moneyattractionchallenge.com, and get yourself registered. We have 2 weeks to go. Big things coming along to you this time, and I'm just really excited. So for all of you, go have a prosperity-filled week. Remember that it's all about how you feel about things. That's the most important thing. Oh, Echo says, this is so good. It makes perfect sense. I love hearing that. Yay! That makes me happy when it clicks and it makes sense to everybody. Mwah! I love you guys. Have a wonderful Monday and a great week. I'm going to jump back on later and look at all of your comments and support all of you. I love you. Have a wonderful Monday. Bye-bye.